Okay, Streator, first of all, we want to welcome you to the state contest, and of course, we want to congratulate you for being here and advancing to this point. A couple procedural things before we get started. Can everybody see the clock?
Yes.
Okay? You will not be provided warnings or, time warnings through your demonstration because you have the clock there, okay? You have your motion cards in front of you, and you are allowed to write on them during the meeting. There's also a little pad of paper there, small little post-it note kind of thing. If you'd rather write on there, that's fine. Mr. Chairman, you do have extra paper up there. You're allowed to write on all that. The only thing is at the end of the meeting, you cannot take any of those papers out of here. Okay? All right. We're going to get you started on your 1 minute. During that time, you're able to look at your cards but not talk to anybody. And then after that, you're able to start your meeting. All right? Good luck, Streator.
The meeting room will come to order. We are now holding a meeting of the Streator FFA chapter. Mr. Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers and determine if they're at their stations. And report back to you, Mr. President. The Sentinel.
Stationed by the door.
Your duty's there.
Through this door pass many friends, the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the President in maintaining order.
The Reporter.
The reporter is stationed by the flag,
Why by the flag?
as the flag covers the United States of America. So I strive to inform the people that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to the Virgin Islands in the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The Treasurer.
Stationed at the emblem of Washington,
Your duty's there.
I keep an accurate record of receipts and disbursements, just as Washington kept his farm accounts carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up our financial standings through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The Secretary.
Stationed by the ear of corn,
Your duty's there.
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The Advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I am asked to advise you from time to time as the need arises. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Mr. Vice President, why do you keep a plow at your station?
The plow is a symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom could accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the President so stationed?
The rising sun is a token of a new era in agriculture. If we follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Mr. President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. The Secretary will call roll of members.
There are 7 members and 7 guests present, Mr. President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here?
To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess.
May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this meeting of the Streator FFA chapter duly open to transact your business or attention to any matters which may properly be presented. The floor is now open.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Advisor.
I move that the Streator FFA sponsor a family farm to fork dinner for FFA members and their families this fall.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that the Streator FFA chapter sponsor a family farm fork dinner for FFA members and their families this fall. This motion is amendable, debatable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Advisor, as maker of this motion, you have first right to debate.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm in great agreement with this motion, as 9% of all farmers have served in the military. And what's a better way to give our gratitude for them sponsoring our food and serving in the military than giving them a dinner for them at their hometown? So I urge the Assembly to vote up with me on this motion.
Mr. Chairman.
Madam Secretary.
I do not think this is a good idea at this time, as our FFA chapter has a lot of upcoming events, just as our Farm Bureau is coming to our next meeting. So I urge this assembly to vote down.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Reporter.
I rise in great agreement with this motion because this is us showing our community that we care for them. And giving them free food for those who are less fortunate is a great experience. So I urge the committee to vote up on this motion.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Sentinel.
I rise in great agreement with this because we don't have many bonding experiences, and this could be a great bonding experience. Getting to eat different food from different local areas can help us learn about our farmers around the Streator area. So I strongly urge the committee to vote up with me on this motion.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Vice President.
I arise in great agreement with this motion, as family farms make up over 80% of all farms across the U.S. So sponsoring one and having a dinner with them would be absolutely great for not only the farm itself, but us as a chapter. Vote yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Madam Treasurer.
I'm thrilled with what this motion brings. As for the fact is, if we pass this motion, it'll give Streator FFA a good title. So I urge you to vote yes on this motion.
Mr. Chairman.
Madam Secretary.
I still do not think this motion is a very good idea. As I've already stated, we are very busy, and we have done a lot of things with farms around our area. So we should have put another farm on our plate. So I urge the committee to vote down.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Vice President.
I move to have a 30-second recess.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we'll take a 30-second recess. This motion is amendable, is not debatable, and requires a majority vote. All in favor of taking a 30-second recess, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay.
Nay.
The nays have it with a 5-1 vote. We will not be taking a 30-second recess. We will now return to discussion on the main motion, which reads that the Streator FFA sponsor a family farm to fork dinner for FFA members and their families. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Madam Secretary.
I still do not think this is a very good idea. So I want to urge my fellow committee members to vote down.
Mr. Chairman.
Madam Treasurer.
I move to amend this motion by adding October 25th so that the card now reads, I move that the Streator FFA sponsors a family farm to fork dinner for FFA members and their families this fall on October 25th.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we amend this motion by adding at the end October 5th. So the motion reads that the Streator FFA sponsor a family farm to fork dinner for FFA members and their families on October 5th. This motion is amendable, debatable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Madam Treasurer, as maker of this amendment, you have first right to debate.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If we pass this amendment, I believe it'll give us a set date of when we want to do this, and it'll give us time to think about this. So I urge you to vote yes on this amendment.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Reporter.
I rise in great agreement with this amendment. This is giving us time to get prepared and find out if we really want to do this. Also getting us cash, maybe just more time to think about this. So I urge the committee to vote up on this amendment.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Advisor.
I rise in heavy agreement with this amendment, as if we put a set date on this, this helps us know that we have this coming up, and if we know what we have coming up, then we will be able to plan around that and know not to schedule stuff on October 25th. So I urge the Assembly to vote up with me on this amendment.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Sentinel.
I rise in great agreement to this amendment because having a specific date for it can give us an idea of how we're going to do it and how we're going to get members to show up. So I strongly urge the committee to vote up with me on this amendment.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Vice President.
I urge the Assembly to vote yes with me on this amendment, as adding a date will give us a more responsible look and make the people attending this want to attend, as they think that we'll have this better planned out and just more properly officiated. I urge you all to vote yes.
Is there any discussion? 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 Seeing none, we continue on the vote. All in favor of amending this motion by adding at the end, October 5th, so the motion reads that the Streator FFA sponsor a family farm to fork dinner for FFA members and their families on October 5th. All in favor of this amendment, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay.
Nay.
The ayes have it. With a 5-to-1 vote, we will be amending this motion.
Division.
Division has been called. All in favor of this amendment, please raise your hand. All opposed of this amendment, please raise your hand. The ayes still have it. With a 5-to-1 vote, we will be amending this motion. We will now return to discussion on the main motion, which reads that the Streator FFA sponsor a family farm to fork dinner for FFA members and their families this fall on October 5th. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Reporter?
I write in great agreement with this motion because this is a phenomenal idea. Us going out of our way and hosting just a food drive for our community, we can also just give free food out if we really want to just get into our community. So I urge the committee to vote up on this motion.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Sentinel?
I move to refer this motion to a committee of 3, appointed by the chair appoints chair, given full power to act, and reports back to us at our next scheduled meeting.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that we refer this motion to a committee of 3, appointed by the chair appoints chair, given full power to act, and report back to us at our next scheduled meeting. This motion is amendable, debatable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Sentinel, as maker's referral, you have first right to debate.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I believe that referring this to a committee is a great idea because it gives us time to think about it, as well having a bird's eye view on that we may not be seeing, as in all of the stuff that we will need and the donations that will need to be required. So I strongly urge the committee to up with me on committing this to a committee.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Advisor?
I'm in heavy agreement with this referral, as if we refer this, we can have people look deeper into this and see if people would come and if farms would sponsor us and give us the food that we need to put this on. So I urge the Assembly to vote up with me on this referral.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Vice President?
I rise in great agreement with this referral, as most family farms are self-sufficient, so they're busy all year round and will not have time for a fork dinner hosted by us. So having more people could be great for research and seeing if they will be busy or not. I urge you all to vote yes on this referral.
Is there any discussion? 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 Seeing none, we can vote. All in favor of referring this motion to committee of 3, appointed by the chair appoints chair, given full power to act, and report back to us at our next scheduled chapter meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay.
Nay.
The ayes have it. With a 5-to-1 vote, we will be referring this motion. Madam Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which should not be transacted?
I have none, Mr. President.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should probably come before this meeting? We are about to adjourn this meeting of the Streator FFA chapter. As we meet with others, let's be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, join me in a salute to our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I now declare this meeting adjourned.
Okay, Streator, congratulations. You did a nice job. We're going to get started on your oral questions. Just a reminder, these are individualized questions, so you and you alone are to answer the question. All right? We're going to start with your Vice President. Your motion was to take a recess. In the form that you presented this motion during your meeting, is the motion to take a recess debatable or amendable?
As the form as I presented it, recess would not be debatable, but could be amendable.
Are there any circumstances in which the motion to call for a recess is debatable?
Yes, it is. Wait. May you restate the question?
Are there any circumstances in which the motion to call for the recess is debatable?
No, there are no circumstances where recess is debatable.
Okay. For the reporter, the motion was call for a division of the assembly. When you call for a division of the assembly, You are requiring the chairperson to do what?
When you call division of the assembly, you are making the chairman call in debate and no. When you call for division, it's re-voting on the question.
Under what circumstances can the chairperson deny your request to call for a division?
Can you restate the question, please?
Under what circumstances can the chairperson deny your request to call for a division?
A circumstance where the chairman could deny your right to division is after the vote has already been casted.
Okay, for the secretary did not have a required motion. So in a business meeting, what are minutes?
The minutes are the time that the meeting is going on and what's going on in the meeting.
All right, in recording of those minutes, what happens to them after this meeting?
They get put into my file, and if we have to go back for them, we can.
Okay, for the treasurer, the amendment. What's the difference between a first and a second degree amendment?
The difference between a first and secondary amendment is that the First Amendment was stated first and the second was stated second.
If you have a main motion, a first degree amendment, and a second degree amendment all on the floor pending at the same time, what order are these motions voted upon?
The order that these motions are voted on is the secondary amendment, then the First Amendment.
And for the Sentinel, refer to a committee. Making this motion, you cannot just state, I move that we refer this to a committee. What additional details must you provide?
You must provide that you are sending the motion to a committee and the number of committee.
Okay? What is a standing committee?
A standing committee is a committee on one sole thing in debate.
Okay? And for the student advisor, your team demonstrated an amendment and a referral. In the order of precedence, what is the motion immediately above the amendment and the referral? And what is the motion immediately below those motions in the order of precedence?
Can you reword the question?
Your team has an amendment and a referral that you presented, okay? So we're looking at the order of precedence. Which motion is immediately above those two, and which motion is immediately below those two?
The motion immediately above those two would be postpone definitely, and the motion immediately below those two would be the main motion.
Okay? For your chairperson, when do you vote as chairperson?
As a chairperson, I would only vote if the vote was evenly split and I had a say in the matter.
And when do you debate a motion, or how can you debate a motion?
The only time I can debate a motion is if I were to relinquish the chairperson position and become a member of the floor.
All right. Nice job, Streator. You can go ahead and leave your papers at your stations there, and then you're free to go. Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.